an embarrassment to Florida, sir. You're an embarrassment to the United States.
For the way that we legislate.
No, I'm really concerned that more people are going to die because they don't have health care. That's what I'm really concerned about.
I'm just curious, the reconciliation package is going through, it's not going to make it through the Senate. And if it does, it totally changes the way that we govern things. So I do feel bad for people who die, but it's not necessarily because they're uninsured, because everyone still has access to care by going to the emergency room or what have you. But you're
not if you have cancer. They're not going to give you chemotherapy in the emergency room.
Is there any concern that with the way that we're putting in this sort of overarching insurance plan through the exchanges or what have you that's regulated by HHS and all sorts of things, that we're kind of stifling innovation in the market?
The innovation to deny people care because they have a pre-existing condition. The innovation to charge women 50% more than men.
Women have different medical needs than men.
But should they have to pay 50% more?
But we need more medical care than men. We can't change that. So are we supposed to be treated preferentially because we're different? And I think we should be treated...
Well, I mean, men commit more crimes than women, and yet everybody pays the same tax rate, men or women, you know?
Yes, but I don't think that I should get special care because I don't think that I should only have to pay as much as a man, even though I need more medical stuff. I'm willing to pay more because I know that I was born a certain way, and you can't change those sorts of differences.
Many small businesses won't hire women because the insurance costs more than it does for men. How is that fair to you?
Well, I think it's sort of erroneous to think that insurance is health care. And quite frankly, going through the insurance, trying to say everyone needs insurance doesn't actually affect care. And so we're kind of going at this backwards.
It does for all the people who don't have coverage.
But that's not true.
They get different care.
But the type of coverage you're giving them, enrolling 15 million people into Medicaid, is that really good coverage? You're offering people suboptimal coverage, and you're saying you're insuring so many more people. And I just don't. I mean, it's.
Most of the people who will now be insured will be insured through private insurance, not through Medicaid.
There are 32 million people who are supposed to be insured through this bill.
You really,
15 million.
To give you credit. You really
15
know
million are going to be enrolled onto Medicaid.
Yeah.
And actually, if you look at the growth in the uninsured from now until I guess 2019, the end of the budget window, that growth has more to do with people being dropped from Medicaid than it does. Actual private insurance is expanding at a rate that would insure more people. So I don't see why we're...
That's not true. Every year, more and more people don't have insurance. The number's gone up by 10 million in the past 10 years.
But if you look at the composite of the people who are uninsured, there are a portion of them who deserve insurance, and the pre-existing condition is a problem that should be dealt with, and there is a way to deal with that, and Congress has a role in that. But this legislation, you're talking about telling people that they have to have coverage? Is that really what...
It's $395.
No, it's $750, because the $395 is not going to make it through. And despite the fact of how low the amount is, do you really feel like you could tell me that I have to have insurance? Would you as a congressman tell me that I have to have insurance?
If you get hit by a bus and you don't have insurance, you're going to go to the emergency room. That's just reality. Now the question is, who's going to pay for that? Are you going to have no responsibility to pay for that at all, or are you going to have to pay $395?
But see, hospitals come up with payment plans, and they used to before legislation got so entrenched and regulation got so entrenched. We've created this huge umbrella as if Congress can take care of everything because they have this unlimited pocketbook. It seems sort of...
Well, you have to do, when you change one thing, you sometimes have to change another thing. For instance, if you did say insurance companies cannot deny people care because of pre-existing conditions, some people would be tempted to only get a policy when they got sick.
HHS is going to decide what is allowed to be offered in these exchanges. I personally, what if I would like to have just catastrophic insurance, and I would prefer to pay all of my other medical expenses on my own?
There'll be four levels, and one of them will be something along the lines of what you're describing. The bottom level will be what you're describing. But the problem is you're making
me choose care that I don't want, that I don't agree with even in the bronze plan. You're saying that I have to find an insurance that gives me certain specific doctors I can go see and such like that, whereas I have no freedom over my health dollars. I don't get to say I want to go to this doctor,
honestly,
that doctor, this doctor to take care of my cancer.
I respect what you're saying, but there's no freedom to be sick. There's no freedom to die. There's no freedom to live under a bridge. as Anatole France said, the law in its majesty forbids both the rich and the poor to sleep under bridges. That's not the kind of freedom people want. People don't want the freedom to die. They just don't. That's not human nature.
So you want us to be just subservient to the state then?
No.
Because that's essentially what we become.
That's not what this bill does.
We end up
Or maybe I should give somebody else. I will tell you, you are an amazingly.
I believe this is a constituent of yours from
You are
Florida.
an amazingly
but I would still
intelligent
really
person.
appreciate it if you would tell me
Yes.
that I have to have insurance.
Everyone
as a
has to be
congressman.
responsible for the consequences of
But
their
that's
own
not what I'm
actions,
asking. I want you
including
to
going
tell
to
me that
emergency.
I have to have insurance because that's what
I'm
this bill
voting
is
for the
doing.
bill.
I would like you to say that I have to
You're
have
just playing
insurance.
games with me at this point.
It's just a personal thing.
Okay, well,
I would
I'm sorry,
appreciate
but,
so
you know,
so I will assume that that's what your vote means, but I would prefer to be in groups. So, but I'm sorry to
Can we
monopolize
have your
this
name?
time.
Can we have your name?
My name is Lydia.
Okay, give your name to my staff. You seem like I'm serious. You're a very bright, interesting person, and you've given a lot of focus.
I do appreciate your questions that you had for what was it, one of the Treasury Secretary people.
Yeah, Ben Bernanke?
No, it was one of the lower level people that didn't understand where the money went.
Coleman.
Yes.
Coleman. That is the most. That is the most pop. Thank you. That is the most popular congressional video on YouTube. 3 million people have seen that, including apparently you.
Speak honestly. Speak honestly.
Yeah.
It's what the people want to hear. So I appreciate you coming down here. I'm sorry.